Welcome back to ETBU Extra, broadcast live each Wednesday from CC's in Marshall, Texas. Come by each Wednesday, enjoy lunch from noon to 1 as we do the show on the ETBU Sportsnet. Get the buffet, including the drink, for $5. That is a savings off the regular price if you come into CC's. And someone just dropped some great pizza. Hey, as long as it stayed down more than 5 seconds, you can eat it, right? The 5-second rule. Anyway, let's talk about something coming up on your calendars you might want to be a part of. The Tiger football team is hosting their annual football golf tournament. It's their 6th annual. Helps raise funds for the Tiger football program. Will be held this year, May 15th, at the Challenge at Cypress Hills Golf Course near Wascom. The cost to enter a 4-man scramble team is just $300. There's also sponsorship available to sponsor a hole or sponsor a cart. If you want information about the Tiger football golf tournament on May 15th, call head coach Joshua Ergel at 923-2187 or just email him at jergel@etbu.edu. Time now to talk Tiger tennis here on ETBU Extra. We're joined by student assistant coach Nick Larzabal. And Nick, you've been in the Tiger tennis program, the first 4-year player ever in Tiger tennis history. When they said that you're the first 4-year Tiger tennis player in history, how does that make you feel?
Oh man, I don't even know. I don't know what comes to mind first. It's just been an honor, really. When I started back 4 years ago, I had no idea that this is where I would be now. It kind of just happened real randomly. I remember I was on campus and someone asked me if I'd played tennis before, and I was like, well, a little bit, here and there. I loved watching it, but that was about as far as it went. And now I'm able to student assist, which has been an awesome experience under Coach Bramlett, and it's just been an honor to be a part of this and to watch it come back from the beginning, and now especially to end this season, this last year with being in the tournament, for the women's team, that's just awesome, and I'm just glad I could be here.
Visiting with student assistant coach of Tiger tennis, Nick Larzabal. Coach Bramlett could not be here today on the show. He's got a recruit on campus recruiting for next year. And Nick, the last match last weekend at home, they had senior day, which they honored you. Kind of tell me about that day. How was that played out for you personally to see you being honored that way?
Well, that was a super exciting day because it was also the day we inaugurated our tennis courts. And originally wasn't planned for that. We had some rain delays and we had to keep pushing it back. And we had a lot of people on campus, all the donors, a lot of big people, important people, and speeches and all kinds of stuff. And it was a fun event, and I guess it kind of all happened so fast, just to be there. And I was just so excited that this was finally happening. And gosh, I don't know. When we got there on the courts and we had our introductions with Louisiana College and Coach Bramlett had senior day and he had things to say, and that was just really nice, and it was humbling just to hear him speak a little bit and to feel valued and important for the program. That's always something real special.
Of course, what happened last Friday on campus, the dedication of the Veterans Memorial Tennis Complex at ETBU. When Tiger Tennis started back up 4 years ago when Nick came to play, they were playing their matches at Marshall High School, and very thankful to Marshall ISD for allowing Tiger Tennis to work out there and hold matches. But now they have their own set of courts, 8 beautiful courts at the corner of Van Zett and Tiger Drive. And during that dedication service, as Early McWhorter, one of the donors to that project, was talking about history of tennis in Marshall, Texas, I don't know if you realize or not, you're part of that now, being a part of that dedication service and seeing those new courts at ETBU. Talk about those courts and what it means to you just as a tennis player in general to have such a nice facility right here in Marshall, Texas.
Yeah, well, I think it's something that's huge for Marshall. It definitely brings tennis back to the community, and I didn't grow up here, of course, but if I had, it's difficult to really, if you like tennis, it would be difficult to get involved in Marshall. You'd have to go somewhere else, which is unfortunate, especially for a school in Marshall that wants to recruit, that wants to build up the tennis community. Now that we have our own courts, we can do all kinds of stuff. We can host camps over the summer. We can teach from little kids all the way to senior adults. It's just an awesome opportunity that opens so many doors.
Now, you mentioned a while ago about the women's tennis team qualifying for the American Southwest Conference Championship tournament. That has happened. The number 2 seed heading into play beginning tomorrow. Being a 4-year member of the Tiger tennis team as an assistant coach, what does it mean to you in the program to see the women do so well this year?
It's just super exciting. We're building up, and we got to the tournament, and we want to make it a tradition. We want it to make it the norm for us to be in the tournament and for us to be competing for the championship. And I think we're achieving that, and look forward to having us there every year, because that's our goal.
Of course, the men this year for Tiger Tennis finished the year as well in that final matches of the game against UT Tyler. Unfortunately, they lost the number 1 seed in the East, UT Tyler, and they finished their season 3-9 on the season. What's the hope for Tiger men's tennis in the future? What do you see happening ahead?
We had a tough year, and the scores may not quite show it, but we were right there, especially against Laterno and against Ozarks. 1 or 2 matches could have made the difference between us being in the tournament or not being in the tournament. So I think we can't give up now. We need to keep working hard over the summer. Keep recruiting a couple more guys, and the goal with the guys is just the same as the women's. We want to bring both programs up the same. And we want both programs to be in the tournament and competing, and we want to take that number 1 spot from Tyler. That's our goal.
Visiting with Nick Larzabal, Tiger tennis player for the past 4 years. This year, a student assistant coach. Of course, talking about the men's team that finished 3-9 on the year, had wins over Shriner, Howard Payne, Louisiana College. Hopefully, we'll see more wins next year. As a departing senior and student assistant coach, I'm going to give you the final word here on this segment. What would you like to say about your time at ETBU or just Tiger tennis in general? Oh
gosh, you put me on the spot there. I don't know. There's just so many things that can come to my head, and I would just want to say, it's been a pleasure and a real honor to be part of ETBU and the campus community, both in athletics and just everything else, academics, and even though I'm leaving now, I'm definitely not just gonna forget about ETBU and tennis, and I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out here, and I'm looking forward to big things that are coming.
Well, Nick, thank you for your time today on ETBU Extra, and thank you for how you have represented ETBU playing tennis for the Tigers during your 4 years here. All right, that's Nick Larzabal, student assistant coach of Tiger Tennis, in place of Coach Jeff Bretman today, who has a recruit on campus. Coming up next, we're going to talk Tiger women's tennis. Have 2 of those players with us here today at CC's. That's coming up next on ETBU Extra. We'll be back in just a moment. East Texas.